Imagine driving a stunning, incredibly fast sports car. You are on a wide-open coastal road, the sun is shining bright, the engine has this low, powerful growl. It should absolutely be the ride of your life. But instead of cruising smoothly, you slam on the brakes. Every 5 seconds, you hit the brakes. Drive, brake, lurch forward, brake again, drive, brake. It is a dizzying, terrible ride. You feel almost sick. And honestly, this frustrating stop-and-go momentum is exactly what it feels like when language learners hit the intermediate plateau.
Oh man, it really is the linguistic equivalent of whiplash.
Welcome to WLAD English channel. We are diving deep today.
You really are. We are looking at the mechanics of spoken English.
The official document we are exploring today is titled Speak English Smoothly. How to connect your ideas naturally. A2-B1 level up.
And our mission today is super clear. We are unpacking the structural flow of spoken language. We want to stop that broken machine feeling.
Exactly. I mean, you know the vocabulary, you know all the grammar rules, but your speech still feels entirely stuck.
Because moving to an intermediate level is not about bigger words. It is about the structural flow of your ideas.
Let us start with that broken machine idea. I hear this all the time from learners.
Oh, absolutely. It is so incredibly common.
Someone asks a simple question, like, why are you learning English? And the response is very choppy.
Right. They say, I study English. I want to travel. I want a better job. English is difficult.
Yeah, that is the classic pre-intermediate response.
Yeah.
And what is wild is that it is actually 100% grammatically correct.
Exactly. There are zero errors there. None at all.
The vocabulary is accurate. The syntax is totally fine. Anyone listening would understand you perfectly.
But it still sounds so robotic. Like it tires me out just hearing it.
Wait, why is that? If the grammar is perfect, why does it feel so unnatural?
Well, it comes down to cognitive load. It affects both the speaker and the listener.
Wait, cognitive load, how does that actually work? Does it literally make our brains tired?
Yes, exactly. For the speaker, it ruins your confidence. You physically feel yourself stopping and starting. Oh, I hate that feeling. It is so frustrating.
And for the listener, it is demanding. Short, disconnected sentences force the listener to work hard.
I mean, they have to put the puzzle together themselves, right?
Exactly. Human brains constantly search for connections. If you do not provide a bridge, the listener builds it.
So they burn their own mental energy doing that. We are making them work too hard.
Spot on. You are not managing the flow for them.
Okay, but what if I just use the word and? Like, I study English and I want to travel. Does that fix it?
No, that actually creates a completely new problem. We call that the and trap.
The and trap. What is wrong with and? I use it all the time.
When you just use and, every idea has the exact same weight. There is no hierarchy at all.
Oh, I see. So it just becomes a giant run-on sentence like and this and this and this.
Right. It completely lacks logic. So we need deliberate structural bridges instead.
Okay, structural bridges. How do we build those? What words do we actually use?
We use specific connectors, words like because, so, and although. Let me give you an example. Yeah, please do. Show me the B1 upgrade.
Instead of 4 short sentences, you say this. I study English because I want to travel.
Oh, wow. That instantly sounds better. It perfectly connects the action to the goal.
Exactly. Let me give another everyday example. I am saving money because I want a car.
I see. Reason and result are linked. The brain does not have to guess. And what about the second half?
You add although for the difficulty. Although I find it quite difficult.
Wait, hold on. Why, although instead of but, is but bad to use here?
But is okay mechanically. But it acts like a really heavy stop. It sounds like a sudden complaint.
Ah, like you are just giving up. But it is hard.
Right. Although acts like a shock absorber, it acknowledges the challenge without stopping your momentum.
So it sounds way more determined. You are aware it is hard, but you keep going.
Exactly. Let me give you another practical example. I am going to work, although I feel sick.
That flows so beautifully. What about the word so? How does that fit into the puzzle?
So acts as a pivot point. It flips the architecture of your thought completely.
How so? Can you break that down for me? I want to see the mechanics.
You start with the motivation instead. I want to travel, so I am studying English.
Oh, I love that. Reason first, then the pivot, then the result.
Exactly. Another example is, I was hungry, so I ate an apple.
That gives you total control over the conversation. You are actively guiding the listener's logic.
You are managing the narrative. That is true intermediate fluency.
So straight lines of logic are great. But human emotions are messy, right? We have conflicting feelings all the time.
Oh, definitely. Conversations are rarely straight lines.
So how do we handle opposing thoughts?
Yeah.
We cannot just use but for everything, right? It feels like such a crutch.
It really is the ultimate crutch. It works, but it lacks nuance.
Let us look at a common scenario, like talking about your daily coffee habits.
Good idea. The A2 version goes exactly like this. I love coffee. It makes me nervous. I drink it morning.
Listening to that feels so stiff, like watching someone try to juggle with straight arms.
That is a perfect analogy. You need joints in your sentences.
Right. If you just say, I love coffee, but it makes me nervous, you drop the ball eventually.
Exactly. So we introduce mature alternatives, words like however, and on the other hand.
Let us start with however. Honestly, learners are terrified of that word. It sounds too formal for casual chatting.
I completely get that, but it has a massive mechanical benefit. It is a thinking word.
Wait, a thinking word? How does a word actually help you think?
It gives your brain a fraction of a second. You need time to load the next vocabulary word.
Oh, I see. If you use but, you just rush past it and stumble.
Right. You say, but, that sounds really unsure.
So how does however fix that stumbling? What is the trick?
The natural rhythm of however has a built-in pause.
So you say the first part, pause slightly and say however.
Yes. I absolutely love coffee. However, it sometimes makes me nervous.
The rhythm totally changes there. That built-in break gives your brain rest.
Exactly. Let me give you another one. I want to go out. However, I have homework.
That transforms hesitation into pure elegance. Deliberate silence makes you sound like a careful intellectual.
Native speakers use silence as a tool all the time. It is great for pacing.
But, however, is not the only tool. What about on the other hand?
Oh, that phrase is fantastic. It sets up a two sides of a coin framework.
I love that. It creates a physical, spatial map for the listener, right?
Yes, exactly. You hold up one concept, then hold up the opposite.
Can you give me a concrete example with the coffee scenario?
Sure. Coffee gives me energy. On the other hand, I cannot sleep.
You were literally saying, look at this hand, now the other hand. It structures the argument perfectly.
Exactly. Another example is city life is exciting. On the other hand, it is noisy.
That moves way beyond just saying, I like the city, but it is loud. It elevates the whole chat.
It elevates everything, but contrast is mostly for opinions. What about navigating time?
Oh, like telling a story chronologically. That requires a totally different cognitive skill set.
It really does. It is a huge hurdle for learners.
People always ask, how was your weekend? It is the most common casual question.
And learners often accidentally strip all the joy out of their own stories there.
Yeah, a weekend recap usually sounds like a rigid police report.
Like this. Yesterday, I woke up early. I had breakfast. I went for a walk.
It is so repetitive. Every single sentence starts with I and a verb. I woke, I had, I went.
There is zero flow. It sounds like a rigid list of chores.
Even if they had a really peaceful, beautiful day, it just sounds boring.
Right. They are just transmitting sequential data. They are not telling a real story.
So how do we fix that? We need to manipulate time, right?
Yes, we use sequence connectors, words like first of all, after that, and meanwhile.
Let us hear the upgraded weekend story with those new connectors.
Yesterday, first of all, I woke up early and enjoyed breakfast.
Oh, that already sounds warmer. But wait, what? First of all?
What do you mean?
Why not just say first? Is first of all just adding unnecessary syllables?
Well, data-wise, yes, it does. But conversation is about social warmth, not just data efficiency.
So saying first I woke up sounds like a software manual, like a rigid recipe.
Exactly. First of all, acts as a friendly audio cue. It invites the listener in.
Like dimming the lights in a movie theater. It tells the brain, my story starts now.
Perfect analogy. Here is another example. First of all, let me thank you for coming.
Nice. Okay, let us look at the real powerhouse word, Meanwhile.
Oh, man. Meanwhile is an absolute game changer for narrative time.
Why is it so powerful? What does it actually do to the structure of the story?
It connects two simultaneous actions happening in completely different places.
I need a concrete example of that.
Yeah.
Show me how it works.
I was walking in the park. Meanwhile, my friend was sleeping.
Wow. Without meanwhile, the story is just a flat one-dimensional line.
Right. But meanwhile forces parallel processing. It makes your story 3D.
It is literally like a cinematic split screen. Me in the park on the left, friend sleeping on the right.
Yes. Here's another one. I cooked dinner. Meanwhile, the kids played outside.
You are directing a movie in the listener's mind.
Yeah.
That shows true structural command.
It shows total mastery over the timeline.
So we have our 3D timeline set.
Yeah.
But a story needs details, right? It cannot just be a skeleton.
Absolutely. You need to populate it with examples, hobbies, and interests.
And this is where learners fall back into that dangerous I-verb trap, do they not?
It happens constantly. When asked about hobbies, they just revert to a dry list.
I love outdoor activities. I like hiking. I like cycling. I like photos.
Right back to the chopping block. I like. It is exhausting.
It totally lacks a conceptual umbrella. How do we group these things logically?
We use elaboration connectors. Words like especially, such as, and for instance.
Okay, let me try one. I have hobbies, such as I play guitar. Is that right?
Not exactly. You still use the full I play structure right there.
Oh, right. I said I play right after such as. Does that break the rule?
Yes. Such as is elegant specifically because it eliminates repeating the subject and verb.
Oh, so it attaches directly to the nouns instead. It skips the verb.
Exactly. Try it like this. I enjoy creative hobbies, such as playing guitar and painting.
That anchors the specific examples to the macro category. It proves I understand the broader concept.
Yes. Another example is I love sweet fruits, such as strawberries and mangoes.
Beautiful. And what about especially? How is that functionally different from such as?
Especially acts as a spotlight. It highlights a priority within a larger category.
So it shows passion, not just providing a neutral random example.
Exactly. I love outdoor activities, especially hiking.
You are shining a bright light on your absolute favorite thing.
Right. Another one. I like all dogs, especially golden retrievers.
I really love that. And then we have, for instance, that feels more like providing evidence, right?
Spot on. It backs up a general statement with real-world proof.
How does that actually build trust with the listener?
You are anchoring your claim in reality. Let me give you an example.
Please do. I need to hear it in action to really get it.
I love outdoor activities. For instance, last weekend, I hiked for 3 hours.
You are providing a verified data point,
Yeah,
not just making a vague statement about yourself.
exactly. I am very clumsy. For instance, I dropped my phone twice today.
These elaborative words are fundamentally conversation starters, aren't they?
They really are. Dry lists are just conversational dead ends.
Yeah, if I just state facts, I like hiking, the listener just says, oh, cool.
Because there are no narrative hooks. You did not pass the conversational ball back to them.
But with, for instance, I am naturally inviting them to engage with the story.
Yes, you give them multiple openings to ask follow-up questions.
We can ask about the mountains, the weather, or who I went with.
You give them the raw materials to build a relationship with you.
And that is the ultimate goal of language, right? Building real human connection.
It is not about being a perfect grammar-producing machine. It is about being understood deeply.
So the bridge to true fluency is not a massive, obscure vocabulary.
Not at all. It is entirely about mastering your structural bridges.
Lowering the cognitive load for your listener, using because and so.
And deploying, however, to buy yourself processing time during a chat.
Using meanwhile for 3D cinematic stories. And, for instance, to invite real, lasting conversation.
So we have a specific challenge for you today, the Level Up Challenge.
Yes, as you go about your day today, think of a favorite hobby.
Try to mentally describe it using at least one of these structural connectors.
Do not default to the I-verb trap. Challenge yourself to build the architecture.
Say, I love cooking, especially Italian food, although it takes a long time.
Feel the difference in the momentum. Feel how those ideas just glide together.
It is a profound exercise, and it actually leaves me with a philosophical question.
Oh, I love a good philosophical question. What are you thinking about?
We look at how connectors change how others hear us, right?
Yeah, lowering their mental burden and making us sound smoother.
But do these structural tools fundamentally change how we think?
Whoa, that is a fascinating angle. What do you mean exactly?
Think about the word meanwhile. Without it, you experience the world purely linearly.
One event happens and then the next event happens. Very straightforward.
Right. But when you actively master meanwhile, does your brain physically change?
Does having the word force you to notice parallel events in the real world?
Exactly. When you learn complex structure, does speaking smoothly teach you to think smoothly?
Does language shape your thought process? Or does thought shape the language? That is incredibly provocative.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
If you acquire the mechanical tools, your brain naturally finds more complex ideas to connect.
You are no longer just a passenger slamming on the brakes every 5 seconds.
You have learned how the transmission actually works. You shift gears smoothly,
You read the curves of the road ahead perfectly.
and suddenly you are just cruising smoothly, genuinely enjoying the ride.
That is a beautiful, powerful place to be.
It really is. Keep cruising, keep connecting your ideas, and we will see you on the next deep dive.